Trust me, you do not hate talking to people more than I used to. There were times that I walked into a room and prayed that no one would talk to me. Not because I didn't want connection, but because I didn't know what to do when it showed up. I was tired of those moments where I'd leave a conversation hating myself, replaying every single word that I didn't say, every silence that I couldn't feel, every weird pause that made me feel like I just failed a test that I didn't sign up for. I hated the feeling where the conversation ends awkwardly and you feel exposed, like they saw something that you were trying to hide, like the awkwardness, the self-doubt, and your anxiety. I know those moments far too well and I dread them. Those moments where the conversation stalls and both of us sit down in the quiet, smiling out of politeness, but we're secretly planning our exit. Have you ever been in a conversation where your mouth is moving, but your brain is stuck in neutral? Where the silence gets louder with every passing second? Where your chest tightens, your heart pounds, and all you can do is just smile like everything is fine, but inside, you're begging for a way out. That was me, every single day. I spent most of my adult life dodging social interactions like it was a live grenade, because every single conversation felt like an ambush, like I was about to be exposed again, like silence was waiting to embarrass me. So I avoided people, I avoided eye contact, I avoided myself, because deep down, I didn't believe that I had anything worth saying. You see, I was diagnosed with social anxiety 3 years ago, but truthfully, I knew something was off long before that. I've been living with this long before anyone gave it a name. I couldn't even open up my mouth without this heavy dread rising in my chest, like my body was trying to protect me from something, even though nothing was happening, even though no one was attacking me, even though no one was judging me, except me. But here's what I've learned. The reason you freeze in conversations isn't because you're boring. It's not because you're awkward, and it's definitely not because you're shy. It's because something in your past taught you to shut down. Maybe someone laughed at you. Maybe you were constantly interrupted. Maybe you're like me, the loud kid, the playful one, until people started saying you play too much, be quiet, know your place, and eventually you did. You see, these aren't just behavioral habits. They're emotional scars, and scars shape how we move, how we speak, how we show up. You didn't become socially anxious overnight. You were trained into silence, but the good news is that you can train your way out of it. You see, everything changed for me with one realization. I realized that this isn't about me, and that's it. That's the shift. You see, the reason I used to freeze up in conversations was because I was too focused on myself. What to say next, whether they liked me, if I looked confident, if I sounded smart. You see, I wasn't trying to connect. I was trying to perform. But here's the truth. Most people aren't thinking about you. No one cares. They're thinking about themselves, their own doubts, their own insecurities, their own inner voice. And once that clicked for me, everything changed. I stopped trying to talk my way into people's approval, and I started listening deeply, intentionally. And from that place, I found my presence, I found my flow, I found my power. Now I can walk into any room and hold my own, not because I speak louder, but because I listen better than everyone else. And that is the shift. It's not magic, it's not talent, it's a skill. It's a learnable, repeatable, and trainable skill. And today, I want to teach you how to master it, how to stop chasing control and own it. From the outside looking in, I've realized that most people believe that the person who's doing all the talking is the person in control. But that is not true. The person who asks the questions, that's the person who's guiding the entire conversation. Asking is steering. It's directing energy and creating space for others to be seen. And here's the twist. People love talking about themselves. So give them that gift. Don't focus on sounding interesting, but focus on being interested. That's how you take control without domination. Not by saying more, but by listening more. And here's the part that no one talks about. Our brain is lazy on purpose. It's not stupid, it's not broken, it's just protective. It's trying to keep us safe. So the moments that discomforts show up, it whispers, don't talk to that person. Put your headphones back in. Just look busy. You see, avoidance feels safe until it becomes your personality. Until you start saying things like, I'm just not a people person, or I don't do well in social situations. You see, that's not who you are. That's just who you've become. But like any habit, you can unlearn it. And that's why I want you to start failing on purpose. Because that's what changed it for me. I stopped trying to be smooth and I started practicing messy communication in real life. Let me tell you about my last experiment. I was at Starbucks not too long ago and there was a woman in front of me staring at the menu like it was written in Latin. So I leaned forward, smiled and said, "It's okay. I've been here for 5 minutes pretending like I know what I want to." And she laughed. Just a small giggle, but it was real. And we talked. Nothing deep, maybe 45 seconds, and that's it. You see, I didn't win an award, and I didn't land a job, I didn't walk away with a best friend, but I walked away with a rep. One tiny rep. One honest moment. One push forward, and that's all it takes. Progress isn't loud, it's not dramatic, it's built in those tiny quiet wins that no one claps for. Every time you show up, you're strengthening a neural pathway, one that says that I can do this, that I belong here. What you need isn't a breakthrough, it's repetition. So next time that you go out, your mission is simple. It's to earn one rep, start one real conversation. Just one, and try to hold it for 60 seconds. It doesn't matter if it dies. It doesn't matter if it's awkward. You showed up. You trained. You grew. Because the difference between a great communicator and an anxious one is how many times they're willing to stumble out loud. You have to take ownership. If your conversations keep dying in silence, you have to ask yourself, was I really listening or was I just waiting for my turn to speak? Most conversations don't die because they're boring. They die because someone stopped paying attention. And if I'm being honest, that someone was usually me. So I had to take responsibility and I had to learn how to open what I call verbal windows. A window is something someone says that gives you access to their inner world. A bridge is the follow-up that lets you walk through it. Take for example, if someone mentions, I just got back from visiting my cousin in Kenya. You see, that's a window. And now you build a bridge. You ask, what is your cousin like? Was that your first time in Kenya? What surprised you most about the trip? You're not interrogating them, you're exploring, you're building connection. You see, most people walk past windows. They nod, they smile, they say, oh, cool. And that's it. The conversation dies. But if you slow down, and step inside, that's when the connection deepens. Now, to help you build your own bridges, I have 5 questions that you can add to your verbal arsenal. These are crafted to open infinite verbal windows, to invite stories, to make people reflect, to give you something real to work with instead of just surface level talk. And here they are. You can ask, what made you decide to do that? How did that make you feel? What was going through your mind in that moment? Would you do it again or would you change something? What's the story behind that? Did you notice a pattern here? You see, these questions aren't just about information. They're about emotion. They make people pause and open up, and it makes them remember you. Because when someone opens up around you, they start to feel safe with you. And that's how silence disappears. That's how conversations come alive, and that's how you become magnetic.